The paradox of the Lynchian sensibility is that it is at once easy to recognize and hard to define. The quaint small towns of Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks seem indelibly Lynchian. But so do the haunted Los Angeles nightscapes of Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive. And the two-lane highways of Wild at Heart and The Straight Story. To anyone with a passing familiarity with his films, any number of sights and sounds will seem instantly Lynchian. A Road at Night.
What's that?
A Woman's Crimson Lips. Red drapes in a spotlit stage. A situation can turn Lynchian before our eyes. From a flicker of a light bulb, or a swelling rumble on the soundtrack. From an untimely pause.
Is there a murder in your film?
Or a charge of deja vu.
This magic moment, so different and so new, was like any other.
But Lynch is more than the sum of his effects. A catalog of weirdness fails to account for the irreducible strangeness and power of the films, or the fascination they exert. Filmmakers as different as Tim Burton, Quentin Tarantino, the Coen brothers, and Harmony Korine have been called Lynchian, and the concept is by no means confined to cinema. The self-reflective fictions of the Chilean novelist Roberto Bolaño and the twisty, mythology-driven television series Lost have been termed Lynchian.
There are clues everywhere, all around us. The wrong interpretation of the clues we call our world.
Bruce Springsteen has described the small-town America of his youth as very Lynchian.
I think 1960s small-town America was very Lynchian, you know. I mean, everything was there, but underneath, everything was rumbling.
Oh my God, what's wrong?
Frank. The British record industry veteran Alan McGee came to the defense of Susan Boyle, the Britain's Got Talent contestant turned internet sensation, calling her music Lynchian for being eerily detached to an almost tragic degree. A Louis Vuitton designer described his 2011 line of men's cardigans and corduroys as Lynchian.
Well, what the really great artists do is they're entirely themselves. They're entirely themselves. They've got their own vision, their own way of fracturing reality, and that if it's authentic and true, you will feel it in your nerve endings. And this is what Blue Velvet did for me.
David Foster Wallace, the most obsessively precise of writers, ventured a definition in his essay, David Lynch Keeps His Head. Lynchian, he wrote, is a particular kind of irony where the very macabre and the very mundane combine in such a way as to reveal the former's perpetual containment within the latter. Even so, Wallace acknowledged that it is one of those concepts that is ultimately definable only ostensibly. In other words, we know it when we see it. The term is bandied about so frequently by now that it is simply, more often than not, a synonym for weird. But that overuse attests to the curiously central place that Lynch occupies in the cultural consciousness, despite his relatively scant filmography. The singularity of his work is a big part of it, as is the sheer improbability of his career, the sense that he has always been an anomaly.